what's going on? Hopefully you can hear me. I'm driving. J&J Build It. It's been a couple weeks since we posted our last video, so I just want to get on here and kind of give an update. We have had a lot of stuff go on over the last couple weeks. So we got the prototype from the manufacturer out of China. We realized that the prototype needed to have some changes. We were unsure if we were going to be able to do that with the manufacturer in China due to language barrier and just time and like shipping back and forth and just all this stuff like that. So we reached out to a manufacturer here in the United States, sent them the prototype that we have, talked to them about it once they got that prototype, and they were concerned about their ability to manufacture it at the rate that which we need to manufacture it. So then I continued. So then I actually went back to the manufacturer in China, talked to them about the changes we needed, and it seemed like they were able to do majority of those changes, which was nice. However, and this is kind of the point of what this video will be about, not only just updating you as to where we're at, but so what I did was, constant research, market research is important throughout this whole process. If there's other products like it on the market or other products filling that niche in the market, do as much research about those products as you can. And so there's a product that it's a similar product, but it does a completely different thing than what our product does. And so I was doing some research on that company and that product, and I found out that there's large parts of our prototype from the manufacturer in China that are essentially the same as this product that's already on the market out here. But again, the functionality of it, like what it's doing, is completely different. But separating ourselves, we don't want people to look at our product and instantly see the other product, even though again they're in totally different categories. They're not being used for the same thing. But we definitely think that being that our product is the first of its kind when it finally does come out to market in November, we don't want it to be associated with the other product. We don't want people to look at our product and say, oh, that's this, for two reasons. One, we don't want them to look at it and think, okay, I've already got one of those, I don't need to look at that, when in fact it's the purpose of it is completely different. And I also don't want our product to kind of have this stigma of being like a copy of the other product, even though it is used for a completely different purpose. And so having its own identity, because it is the only product on the market, or will be the only product on the market of its kind, I definitely want it to have its own identity. And I think that that's important, although depending on what type of product you're bringing to market, that might be important, it might not be important. It might have to do with your product, it might not. So anyway, so then now I've continued to do more research to find a product development company and manufacturing company that can fill our needs here in the United States. I talked to a company this morning. Although they love everything about what we're trying to do, and they think everything is brilliant with it, but they also don't feel like they can manufacture it at the rate at which we will need to manufacture it at. So then he gave me contact information for another company in the United States. I contacted them this morning and left a message, and I have not heard back from them yet, but he seemed to feel like they should be able to work with us. And there's a lot of manufacturers in the country that we should be able to find one eventually. So still on the lookout for, because we still need some prototyping done. We need an actual prototype, that we're going to be able to show and use. And the one prototype we have is it doesn't have that its own identity like we want it to have. So still gotta get the prototyping finished, and then make sure that company is able to manufacture for us, which I think from what it sounds like, I think that's going to be the case. So yeah, there's been about 3 or 4 times during this process to which we thought, okay, we're good. We've accomplished what we need, and we should be, smooth sailing from here on till November when we're debuting this thing. And then we end up looking at it at a different angle, and realize that we're not quite there yet. And that's also, important to understand that, number one, you don't know what you don't know, and number two, if it comes too easy, maybe that's not necessarily the best thing. Maybe you're overlooking something, or you're just seeing past it because you're so dialed in and focused on what you're doing that you're not able to see the bigger picture. So all of that's kind of happening, which is what we expect, and it's what you should expect as well if you're taking a product from conception to market. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'll try to keep you posted, as I make this relationship with the manufacturer and see, get that dialed in. But overall looking in, we're real close. We don't have a whole. I think the hard parts are over, as far as coming up with a new innovative product that has never been done before. Like, that could be very difficult to do, which we've done that, and now we're just gotta find a manufacturer, which I feel like we're going to be able to do that. And the product is not too technical, so the time frame that we have, until November, I think we got plenty of time. And really, when it comes, when December comes, or November, we don't really. What we need is just a handful of really solid working prototypes to debut it. We don't have to have 4 million pieces of inventory ready to go, ready to ship. It'd be nice if we could get to that point, but we don't need to be there yet. So yeah, everything is still good to go. And I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about whatever stage in the process you're in of bringing your product to market, feel free to ask questions, and I'm happy to answer them for you. So until the next video, you guys take care.